Hi, Dr. Lekowski here with Reimbursement Rx with a few pointers on how to survive in these trying times. And I want to address two major points today: telemedicine and financial relief available for doctors. Medical professionals are currently in the state of war, literally fighting for their lives and the lives of their patients in emergency rooms, wards, and intensive care units. Outpatient doctors and clinics have joined the fight. Just as important, by keeping patients out of emergency rooms by doing telemed services. Vast majority of patients who show up on ER doorsteps do not get admitted, and most of them could still be managed from home. So office and clinic-based physicians can do just as much by preventing numerous ER visits, thus placing a much less load and burden on hospitals. And that could be done via telemedicine. The good news about it right now is that Medicare and most major payers have relaxed the rules. The way for telemedicine for now can be conferencing service, including Zoom, Doxy, or even a FaceTime on your iPhone. Now, this is not going to go forever, but for now, as long as we're under emergency rules and orders, everything is fair game. So please protect your assets and do not pay for expensive telecommunication services, at least for the time being. They're going to tell you that, well, they're HIPAA compliant and they're very secure, which in itself is complete and total bullshit. The best news, your compensation is the same as the office visit for telemedicine. Granted, you cannot do procedures via tele, but this is better than previous dismal compensation that was allowed by Medicare and insurance companies. Take advantage of this today and do not let your practice vanish. This is not going to last forever, equal pay for telehealth services. However, our normal lives and reality will be different in a few months. So who knows how it's going to be. Remember that January of next year, 2021, Medicare already proposed to implement one single code for all outpatient visits. So stay tuned. We'll see how it evolves. One thing for certain, telemedicine will not be going anywhere anytime soon. As far as financial relief, you've all heard about federal government has released benefit package for businesses across the nation. And while some of their similarities for businesses in various industries in medical industry, there are some important differences that you need to be aware of that I'll talk about in a minute. So here's the deal. Number one, the best thing for you out there, Paycheck Protection Program. Same for all industries, no matter where you're at, as long as you have less than 500 employees. If you're a medical professional and have your practice, your clinic or surgery center, you all must apply for it because it is free money. You will need to prove your 2019 payroll and payroll for the first 2 months of 2020. You need to apply through a business lender, and they will give you 2.5 times your average payroll as a one-time payment. It is a grant. It will not need to be paid back as long as you use it for payroll, or you can use 25% of that towards your rent, business mortgage, or utilities. And the amount is that, let's say your payroll is $50,000. That means you're going to get $125,000 up front. The second part is something called EIDL, Economic Injury Disaster Loan. Now, this is a loan provided by Small Business Administration, SBA, and that loan is underwritten by SBA. You have to pay back. The interests are very favorable, about 1%. Do keep in mind, though, you will have to give it back. How much they give? Based on your tax returns, they decide. It's not based on your payroll at all. If you do borrow that, please be sure that you know what you're getting yourself into, because you will have to give it back. Now, these two programs, the EIDL and the Paycheck Protection, is the same for all industries. Now, what's different for medical providers? Well, that's where Medicare they stepped in. They finally did something good for us. The best news is something called CARES Act Provider Relief Fund. They will automatically, Medicare, through United Health Services, will automatically deposit money in your business bank account based on your 2019 Medicare reimbursement. Take the amount that you made in 2019, divide that by 484, multiply it by 30, and this is your amount. Basically, for every $1 million you collected, you will get $60,000. This is not an advance payment. This is not a loan. This is a one-time lump sum that Medicare wants you to have, as long as you promise to keep taking care of Medicare beneficiaries, as long as you promise not to balance bill them for any COVID-19 related cases. So if you're a private practitioner, if you have your own clinic, your own surgery center, and you build Medicare in 2019, you will get those funds. Now, if you're an employed doctor, you work for a company, a hospital, whoever, they will get money on your behalf, and you can inquire from them how and where the money goes. Finally, Medicare is also allowing you to apply for Medicare advanced payment. What it is that they're gonna look at your Medicare reimbursement for the last 3 months, January, February, and March of this year, or maybe they'll look at December, January, and February most likely, and they will give you 100% of that amount. You collect $100,000, you can get $100,000 right now. However, it's a loan, you have to pay it back. You need to start paying it back as early as 180 days, as late as 210 days. So within a year, you'll have to give it back. So be sure you have the funds, and be sure you have the ability to pay it back. But CARES Act for doctors and Paycheck Protection Program is free money. You all must be applying for it. Take advantage of it. You need to keep seeing patients. You need to do it in a safe environment. If it's via telemedicine, you do it via telemedicine. Because when we reopen, when everything goes back to normal, you need to be financially sound. Again, I'm Dr. Lukowski with Reimbursement Rx. We're here to help you. We're here to make sure you make it through. Any questions, any comments, please let us know. Peace out.